What's up, guys? Welcome back to what is a late night session here on the SoFlo Soccer channel. My name is Matt, your host, and today we're going to be going over, we're going to be doing a season review for Inter Miami's 2024 season this year. This is going to be pretty interesting to say the least. Um, I'm very mixed about this, as you can tell from the thumbnail. We're gonna just be seeing if this is a success or failure. And honestly, it's not. You're just gonna have to. You're just gonna have to see it, right? You're just gonna have to absolutely. You're just gonna have to see it and see the points that I'm gonna make. But welcome back. Appreciate you guys for being here so late. Let's get right into it. I have this. I have like a bunch of stats and a bunch of topics that I want to go over that will like prove my case or like back up my case. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Let me actually just make sure this is turned on. Okay, cool. Does this work? Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Um, this is it. A success or a failure? Was Inter Miami's 2024 season a success or a failure? Now, in my opinion, there's no right or wrong answer to this, but I think we can all, I think with what I'm about to show you, we can all make a pretty fair assumption of what it could be. But these are the different topics that we're gonna go over, the various things that we're gonna go over to kind of make this claim. So we're gonna look at stats. We're gonna look at our record for this season. We're going to. Why isn't this not like? It's there we go. We're going to look at the records for this season. We're going to look at achievements and accolades, what we won, what we could have won, what we didn't win. We're going to look at player and team performances. We're going to look at our best players. We're going to look at our worst players, player development overall throughout the season with our younger players, um, and things like that. And then we'll just kind of bring up some stuff along the way as we're talking. But first, before we get into all of that, I do want to give my condolences to this kid right here, Marco Angulo, the Ecuadorian, who unfortunately passed away yesterday in a car crash. He suffered from this accident quite a while ago. It was at some time in October, and he was in the hospital for quite a while, and the Ecuadorian Federation released a statement yesterday about it. So my condolences go to him and the entire Ecuadorian Federation, the entire nation of Ecuador. He played for Cincinnati. He was on loan to a team in Ecuador, and yeah, it's very very sad. He was only 22 years old, and yeah, man. Hopefully the family's good, and my condolences to the family. And very very sad day, but it sucks that he was so young and it was for a car crash, and it's so, and he was on loan, like he literally was on loan from Cincinnati to an Ecuadorian team. It's so sad. Um, but yeah, we'll jump into the topic at hand. We're talking at hand. So first, stats. We're gonna look at stats here. Hopefully this doesn't bore you, but I literally only have this for my point of reference. Like this is for my personal benefit, but as well as for so you guys could follow along from what I'm talking about. But Inter Miami, we have scored 79 goals in 34 regular season matches. That is insane, right? It's an insane amount of goals. It's not normal to score that much, and you really, really have to give it to him. Like you really have to give it to him. We were really, really well, very clinical offensively. We were to be able to put away this many goals, and I think it was one of the, if not the highest amount of goals scored in this entire league. Six more than Columbus Crew, who managed 72 goals. We've only conceded 49 in the regular season, so essentially we had one of the best on paper, or like statistically, we had one of the best defenses in the entire league, which a lot of people would argue or would say that we don't have anywhere near close to the best defenses in the league because of players like El Toto and because of all the goals that we concede and the fact that we can't manage to keep a clean sheet. But statistically speaking, we're one of the best. We've conceded the seventh least amount of goals in this league. And speaking of clean sheets, we've only kept six. We've only kept six, excuse me, clean sheets. Jake Hunter had five. Ustari had one in the one game that he played. Um, So yeah, that was a pretty huge issue for us. The fact that we weren't ever able to keep a clean sheet, really kind of messed with us, and it always kind of forced us to go on the offensive in every single game that we played and score and score and score and score. We ended up with a record of 22-8-4, which is that's his first full season in charge. As you guys remember, he took over last year for like half of the season. We were the worst team in the league last year. We were bottom of the table. We had no hope to get any sort of playoff berth. And he joined in along with Messi and his friends. And we won League's Cup. And then we were pretty close to qualifying for the playoffs. Like we just, I think, barely missed the cutoff. But but yeah, and now with his first full season in charge, um, we went 22-8-4, and literally the best team in this. Like we won the Supporter Shield, which is the best team in the regular season, which is awesome. Our record with Messi, and this is I'm gonna talk about this later. Um, I'm gonna talk about this later when I talk about player performances and how we did overall as a team. But our record with Messi is 12-6-1. We've only lost one in the regular season. We've only lost one game with Messi playing. We got a we got a 42 we got 42 points out of a possible 45, a 63.16 winning percentage. Our record without Messi is 10-2-3, which is 15 games total. We got 32 points from a possible 41, with a win percentage of 66.6%. Obviously the percentage is slightly higher because we played less games without Messi than with Messi, but essentially we played like half of the season without Messi, and we still managed to get first place, still get a really good record, score as many goals as we did, and Messi obviously will contribute a lot of that, which we'll get to in a second. But honestly, so stats wise and records wise is where I'm trying to get at. Stats wise and records wise, we did a really good job this season, and honestly. This I never thought that Inter Miami could be here. I mean, like in the 5 years that I've been supporting them, or almost 5 years of supporting them, um, this has been a really phenomenal season statistically speaking, and in terms of placement, in terms of record, and things like that. What did we actually win this year? So we won Supporter Shield, right, with that great record. We won it for the first time ever in our history, the first actual major achievement, the first major trophy that this franchise has won. Obviously, we won Leagues Cup last year, but that was a new tournament, and I don't know how. Uh, like people always get into arguments or debates on whether Leagues Cup counts as an actual like trophy or like a respectable trophy. I think it. I personally think it is. Um, in terms of like because it's like you're the best team in the Americas, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, but I guess that's what CONCACAF's for, right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But this is our first major achievement as a club, as a franchise, and it's amazing, right? It was well deserved. Points record. We did also break the points record just barely, right? We just barely with 74 points. We beat New England's record of 73 that was made a couple of years ago. I think it was like 2017 or something, 2018, 2019, something like that. Or 2021. It could have been sooner. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Which is, in my opinion, is less significant in the grand scheme of things. Like, yes, we put our place in history. We wrote ourselves in the history books with this achievement. And I personally think it's just a nice thing to have under our belts. But relative to what we could have won or what we should have won, um, it's not that big of a deal in my opinion, because yes, we won the supporter shield. We were in first place. We got the best record. We got the highest points ever accumulated in the MLS. But which brings me to our next point. What we could have won, we didn't win anything. So out of Leagues Cup, out of CONCACAF Champions Cup, out of Supporter Shield, out of Eastern Conference Champions, out of MLS Cup Champions, we only won one of these tournaments, and that's not good at all. As the winner of Leagues Cup last year, I definitely thought that we would take the tournament pretty far and try to defend our title. I don't think Messi participated in a single Leagues Cup game, so maybe that's why. I mean, like we were still kind of holding our own. Um, but yeah, it was very disappointing. CONCACAF Champions Cup playing against Monterrey, very very disappointing. Honestly, um, it's the fact that like it the fact that we got knocked out the way that we did was I thought was personally just embarrassing. I mean, like we really embarrassed ourselves in front of um against the Mexican team, and which is no disrespect to Monterrey, but like and no disrespect to freaking like um to any Mexican team in the Mexican league, but I feel like we could have beat them. Like we definitely could have beat them. We should have beat them, but we just played so horribly and we just got completely like wiped out of that tournament. And so that CONCACAF Champions Cup was an extreme disappointment. I never thought we were gonna win this. The fact that they kind of not that they overhyped it, but they really wanted to like they pushed it like the club pushed the fact that they really wanted to win this and really wanted to make this like they really thought they could win this. I personally did not think we were gonna win this. I didn't think we were ready. I didn't think we had the experience to do it. Um, but hey, I mean, yeah, no. Supporter Shield, we won that. Eastern Conference champions. And I've said it in previous seasons. I see you guys are typing actually. Now that I realize that you guys haven't really, I haven't showed you guys, I haven't displayed any of the chats on screen. That's on me. That's better than I expected. I mean, no, I expected a lot more to be honest. That out. Can we now all agree? I'm gonna get to that later. I don't know if I actually have a slide about it, but because I literally try to do this like in between work and before I go to work, after I go to work. But I will talk about that. It's yeah, we'll get to that, Mike. I promise you. Professional ass PowerPoint, yeah, man. I mean, well, this is just for like I said, this is for my personal benefits. I mean, like I was gonna do notes on it, so I mean, might as well show you guys the notes that I've been uh taking. So yeah, I just got a text. Sorry. Um, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, Eastern Conference champions. I said this in previous. I've said this in previous episodes. I thought that at minimum we should have aimed like we should have been Eastern Conference champions. That's like and literally not getting knocked out of the first round. Like not that I didn't care about winning MLS Cup, but I wouldn't have been as disappointed of losing MLS Cup if we would have literally just won the Eastern Conference final against whether it's Orlando or one of the Red Bulls or one of the New York teams, whatever. But the fact that we didn't even make it past the first round of playoffs is extremely disappointing. A lot of expectations, um, or this club, I should say, had a lot of expectations. The expectations were extremely high, not just by media and by fans, but literally the players would put it on themselves. Messi shared this on Instagram. They said the season has come to an end. We've continued to grow as a club. While we achieved some of our goals, we wanted more. Thank you to everybody who supported and stood by us. Now we'll focus on preparing to come back even stronger next year. So you're gonna know that Messi's gonna want to come back and win as much as possible. But I mean, like players like Drake Callender, Julian Gressel, Tata Martino, and some other people at the club, like they really put the bar up here in terms of what they wanted to win and what is expected of them to win. And it was literally everything. Like they wanted to win everything, which is great. Like as a club, you want to win everything, but then if you put that expectation up there and then only win the supporter shield, that's not good. And it does not look good. And it really does. And Brad in the comments is saying the Moss brothers look disgusted after the playoff loss. I saw something about that and I heard something about that the Moss brothers like was just extremely like mad. Like they were pissed after after that playoff loss. And but like who wouldn't be? I mean, honestly, after everything they've done in bringing in the best player in the world, bringing in his friends, bringing in even like these younger guys and experienced guys like Julian Gressel, like Yannick Bright and things like that. Um, and Gomez and whatnot, like you would think like we would have a lot better of a season in terms of just winning, like winning actual trophies or like winning actual competitions, but we didn't. We didn't win like anything of relevance outside of Supporter Shield. We should have at least gotten to the MLS final. I thought the minimum expectation for this club in the playoffs was to win the Eastern Conference final, because you still get like a trophy for winning the like you still get a trophy for winning the conference final, which is like the semifinal of the MLS Cup or whatever you want to call it. You still get a trophy for that. Um and so I thought that was the bare minimum for me. Like that would be like that to me would have been like, okay, we won this conference. If we lost in the final to LA Galaxy or whatever, I would not have been that upset. That upset. I would still be upset, but not as upset as just literally getting knocked out of the first round. Um it's not acceptable at all, to be honest. I mean, we should have at least passed the quarters. I'm telling you, it was 100% doable, guys. This is the biggest upset probably ever, like that we will ever see in MLS history, because this is the best team that was ever assembled in the MLS in Major League Soccer. This is the best ever team that was assembled with Messi, with Suarez, with Sergio, with Jordi, even with other players like Matias Rojas, like with Diego Gomez, even with Leo Campana from that we got from Wolves. We have we had Toto Aviles, who's the most expensive center back in MLS history. We had who else did we have? We have Redondo, who had the expectations of his father and like playing like his father and being as good as his father or learning from the best, things like that. Like we had these really good players, international players, and the fact that we lost to a team that just barely made the cutoff for playoffs, like we lost to the eighth seed. Atlanta barely made it. Like they barely qualified. The only reason why I think they qualified was because they won. I think the last game of the season they won, and I think DC United lost or something, and DC United got knocked out. It's like they barely made the cutoff, and the fact that MLS even have that playoff or wild card rule or whatever is like it's completely stupid to me. I always complain about it because it's genuinely dumb. The fact that they have that wild card game, just don't like. There's no need for that wild card game, but not even for the wild card game. I'm really upset as to, and this is not me making excuses for Inter Miami's loss, but I'm really upset how the first round of playoffs is a best of three. Why is the first round of playoffs the best of three, and then everything else is a win or go home situation? I just don't understand why they did that. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like, if you're gonna make it a best of three, make all of the games a best of three. If you're gonna make if you're gonna do just one and dones, make all of them one and dones. I just don't understand what the logic was behind the best of three for the first round, and then the second round it'd be a one game, and then the next round would be a one game, and then the MLS Cup would be one game. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's not me making excuse for Miami. I just don't understand that system and how they came up with that idea. Unfortunately, some of the pillars of the club don't have the talent to be considered so. Um, no, that's the. I think the opposite. I think they do have the talent. They just don't perform on the field. Like I think they have the potential and they have the talent to be really good and have like literally to be the best team. I think we were really good. We had on paper we had the best team in the MLS, and we just couldn't display it for for most of the season, and it was very inconsistent at times, and we definitely didn't have that playoff winning mentality that I think that players like Julian Gressel could have provided, especially in that last game of the season, which I already talked about in my review. It all comes down to Tata's tactical decisions, crappy defense, and inconsistent keeper, more downs than ups for Drake. I'm I understand where you're coming from with Drake Calendar. I just am not putting all the blame on him because there is so much more wrong with the team and the staff in it of itself that Drake Calendar is like the bottom of my blame list. I literally would put blame on, like, I can list probably five other people that I would put blame before Drake Calendar, if not more. The loss is on Tata as a coach. He fumbled. If it wasn't for Messi, he probably wouldn't have been fired right then. I mean, Tata was only brought in because not only is he known for winning in the MLS, he has experience coaching players like Messi. Um, and like, dude, I can like literally. I think we could talk. Like, I think we could have an entire episode on this podcast about Tata Martino, like just himself, because like I have such mixed feelings about Tata Martino. Um, whether if he's good for the right for the job or not. I'm gonna get to the rest of the comments and then I'm gonna come back to this. But the third game, Atlanta had 4 shots, scored 3 goals. Yeah, no, for I think we had like 25. We had like 25 shots or something. Yo, what's up, guys? Rebellion and Ace Love now. I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are not late. Don't even worry about it. We're just kind of getting started. Um, that's what we should have at least passed the quarter. Yeah, Martinez was playing so that last game. Yes, in the last game, absolutely he played. I think he was responsible. I think for the first 2 goals, if I remember correctly. He was dead as playing like he was playing as high as he was just essentially in the midfield. He was probably trying to create more midfield stability because we had no midfield, and I've already talked about it. We literally had no midfield. It was just offense, defense, and then just a void right in the middle of the pitch. Defense wins championships, and it starts with calendar. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you, but I also think that our defense is like just in shambles. Because like how could like I said, how could you have the most expensive center back in MLS history? What is it, $6 million? How do you spend $6 million on a center back for him to play like absolute trash? And then invested in other defenders like Freire and Martinez who are supposed to be really, really good. And Freire gets injured for what, half of this, like he got injured halfway through the season. Martinez gets injured the last couple months of the season, but he was pretty good for the most part up until now, the playoffs, because like he's literally just coming back. Um but who else? Ian Frey unfortunately has suffered another like season ending injury like towards the back of the season, and it's just so our defense as a whole is just so frustrating. Chelo, I don't even consider Chelo as a right back, bro. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. Tata's historically been a choker. Yeah, I don't know why we stress in this playoff system is so dumb. Nowhere. I don't know why we stress in this playoff system is so dumb. Nowhere in Europe does it. Um, dude, somebody's honking outside. I don't know what that is. We need a third DM. Yeah, we definitely don't have a lot of, or not a lot of, we don't have any defensive minded midfielders. Like if you've noticed in the third game of the playoffs, we played an extra like attacker. Like we played just full out attack with even including the midfield. Like the midfield was literally Rojas, Benja, and Redondo, which is like it's the most offensive that you're ever gonna get in a midfield. And even then, they still couldn't do anything. Benja was a ghost. Rojas scored a goal. Redondo didn't do too much. It was really really bad. It was pretty bad. So and missing players like Bushi, missing players like Bright really cost us the entire play. Like it literally showed that without Bushi and without Bright, we are nothing. Like we're literally nothing. Like midfield wise, we have nothing, and all we have to rely on is Messi to come in deep and make passes and create opportunities. We're a good team because our attackers are better than anyone else, even on a bad day, and won on individual performances. But our defense was almost always disastrous. 100% agree. One of our center backs is like 11 years old. Oh yeah, his name is fucking Tonto. El Tonto, bro. We call him El Tonto around here. We should have never let Arroyo go out. Yeah. I honestly think we should have fucking kept DeAndre Yedlin too. I don't know. He was literally one of our captains. I think we could have definitely kept Yedlin and we would have been fine. Like playing Chilo at that right back spot like really killed us on that right hand side too. Like should Suarez stay? How much he's getting paid? He's not getting paid a lot compared to everybody else. Like obviously Messi gets paid the most. I have a sheet. Um, I have like a sheet. I don't know if I have the PDF saved of like their stuff, but um, he's not taking up a DP slot, so he's within like MLS. Like I don't know. I think he's like it's like under 5 mil. I think a year. Um, honestly, I don't know if he should stay. To be, I mean, like, but let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this. This is the statistics from Messi and Suarez in the regular season, and I've added in the other competitions that we played. So in the MLS regular season, Messi has played 19 games, scored 20 goals, got 10 assists. He started 15 games. He was subbed in 4 of those games. He was injured for 10. 5 of them were international duty. 74 minutes per goal, played 1,486 minutes. In all competitions in total, including CCC and playoffs, he's played 25 games, scored 23 goals, 13 assists, almost 2,000 minutes played. That's insane stats. That's absolutely ridiculous stats. And it's not normal. Like you can't find that anywhere. That's not going to be you're not going to be able to you're not going to find that in Europe. Like nobody creates stats like that. For Suarez, his regular season 27 games played, 20 goals, 9 assists. That's insane. That's insanely good. It's insanely good. He had 21 starts, 6 off the bench, 1 he was just benched for 1 game, 1 injured, 5 international duty. In all competitions, he played 37 games, 25 goals, 12 assists. Literally 37 goal contributions in 37 games. That is outstanding. It's absolutely outstanding. So when we say, should Suarez stay? Yeah, he fucking scores. He scores goals. He creates goals. Same thing with, obviously Messi, but Suarez scores goals and creates goals. I was really doubting Suarez in the beginning of the season. If you guys were here with me literally in March and in February, I would doubt Suarez because I thought that his injury history and that his like him having bad knees and whatever, not being able to run, I thought that would really hurt us. Playing in a league like the MLS where everybody's very physical, we're always running a lot, it's high intensity. I thought it really hurt us, but I mean, and yes, you can tell he doesn't run and things like that, but he scores goals and he creates goals. So I mean, hey, that has a plan. When the plan is outplayed by the rival coach, he chokes and just waits for Messi or Suarez to save his ass. That's so true. Nothing truer has been stated in this stream. Um, that has no answers to change in opposition tactics. Absolutely, there's no adaptation at all when it comes to that sort of thing. I mean, it's really bad. It's really bad. It's questionable to be honest how much of a like how bad like tactically he is. Boosie is the captain, coach, tactician, the best defender. 100% agree, Mike. And I don't think anybody can argue with that or with you on that. Like Boosie literally is the team. As much as we love Suarez, as much as we love Messi, without Busquets in the midfield or in the defense, this team doesn't function. It does not function at all. So and it's just facts, and it's just 100% facts. I'm gonna drink my sip of water, and then I'm gonna get to the rest of the comments. And then he said from the battered herons, he's perfectly fine without Yedlin. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying we needed Yedlin. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, Yedlin is not a game changer at all. Like, don't get me wrong. He's not a game changer at all. Like, I'm not saying we needed Yedlin to be a better team defensively, offensively. Absolutely not. I just would have liked Yedlin as an option over freaking Cello because Cello really frustrated me throughout this season. It keeps Suarez if he wants the 2025 option. I personally think I think after the season that he's had with us this year, I think keeping him is not a terrible option. I mean, if he wants to, right? If he knows that he can play well, but he'll just have higher expectations now. He'll have like he's gonna have the expectations to perform similarly from this season. And if he declines, then like significantly declines, like turns into a Pipita Iwain, then that's a problem. September 19th, we had 9 games. Suarez started 8 and 7 and 1. He had 4 goals. He went cold because Tata overplayed him and ran out of gasolina. Yeah, but then he finished the season as almost the top goal scorer. He was like top 5 goal scorers in the MLS. Same thing with Messi. Same time frame, Campana scored 3 goals, started only 1 game and benched 2. And oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, like that was that window where Campana just scored like back to back, like late game winning goals, which was pretty crazy. It was pretty cool. That tells you that Suarez was dead and cold and Tata burnt him out. I mean, yeah, I mean, kind of in a way. I mean, there's only so much they could play. I don't agree with playing Suarez in every single game because like it's not healthy for somebody at his um with his status. I don't think it's healthy, and I think healthy rotation. I think there needs to be a healthy rotation between Suarez and Campana. Um, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Our attack is not the problem. It's always the defense and calendar giving away silly goals. So if you want calendar out, who are we bringing in? Because like if we get rid of calendar, what other option is there? We're not keeping Ustari. And with all due respect to Dos Santos and to uh fucking I forget the other guy's name. The tall kid, the tall skinny guy, Cole Jensen and Owen Finnerty. Respect to those guys, but I mean honestly, dude, I wouldn't mind rocking Dos Santos. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even mind rocking Dos Santos. He did good in like the 2 or 3 games that he played. Chelo's not, bro. If Chelo comes back, bro, I'm not supporting Inter Miami anymore. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, if Chelo comes back, like that is one of the worst decisions made by a board ever. Chelo does not deserve to stay at Inter Miami. Like, there's no why. What did Chelo do for us? Except for just be a body on the field. Like it's so bad. We were so open. If it were the LA Galaxy that would have destroyed us. If it was literally any other team, Brad, they would have killed us. Um, Atlanta United were just mid, and we lost to mid, and I say that respectfully. Oh man, yeah, it's just bring Guzan, bro. Like bring 41-year-old Guzan, dude. He'll turn this team into a fucking force to be reckoned with. Do you think Campana is gone? I wouldn't be. I think if Campana leaves, it's not going to be the club's decision. It's going to be his decision because I don't know if he's actually generating any interest from Europe or from other leagues around the world, but Campana is going to want more game time. And clearly he's not going to get that with Suarez. Maybe in 2025 we'll probably see more we'll probably see more Campana rotation because we'll know that it will be Suarez's last year. Um, we'll know it will be Messi's last year possibly. And maybe and if Campana really wants to say like he'll probably be implemented back into the squad, but I don't know. It's a very tough situation. I mean, like The players that I think that we need to get rid of, if I'm gonna be complete, is obviously Chelo. We already spoke about it. Okay, I don't want to. I don't know about get rid of, but we need to do something about it. Like we need to do something about Toto Aviles. We need to do something about Fede Redondo because it's like, why do we have these players that do so bad? I understand Aviles is 19 or whatever, but damn, he's bad, bro. Like he's been awful for us, absolutely awful. Because Noah Allen is 19. He did great. He did great, which I'm gonna get to in a second. But Noah Allen has done fantastic. Yannick Bright from the draft, 23 years old. He's done fantastic. I hope Campana, Taylor, Negri, Sunderland, Ruiz, and Allen go to the same team, and they win MLS Cup. I had that. Dude, but Mike, you know this. It always happens to us. It's not our fault, dude. I really wish I started creating content like back in like 2021, 2022 because like it just comes like history repeats itself. We had really good players in this team. We had players like Bryce Duke. We had maybe not Lassister. I don't know. I don't remember Lassister how he played too much, but um we had Carranza. We had Carranza that went to Philly. Carranza's the biggest one because Carranza went to Philly and balled out at Philly. And you know this, Mike, and I know you do. Carranza balled out at Philly, but he was fucking shadowed. Excuse my language, but he was shadowed by Pepita Higuain because they had to play him because he would. People were probably coming out just to see Higuain. But Carranza, he barely got game time, and then when he did, he didn't do anything. He went to Philly, and then just completely balled out. And now I think he's at Feyenoord or something. It's incredible. Or he's gonna move to Feyenoord. I don't know if it's at the end of this year. Like I don't know. Like he's going to Feyenoord. He's gonna go play in the Netherlands, and that's amazing. It's literally amazing. So Inter Miami. The point that I was trying to make is that Inter Miami let good players go to other clubs that will probably fit their system a lot better than ours, and then those players that we get rid of will pop off and then like be one of the best teams in the league. Ugh, sorry. Had a had a rant a little bit there because it's literally been happening for years, and now we're probably gonna do the same thing at the end of this year, guys. Like I'm gonna be doing this. Uh, I'm gonna be doing this stream about who we need to bring in, who we need to get rid of. I'm gonna be doing it because apparently the deadline is like, or I don't, I have to look up again like how that works, but I'm pretty sure it's happening now in like December with the draft and all that stuff. So I'm gonna be doing this pretty soon. Um, if, against a PC athletic team, Suarez should not play. If they need him, he should only play 20, 30 minutes of him. I've always said that Suarez would be great off the bench. I feel like because he wouldn't be tired and he's so clinical that he could probably like do really really good like in the last couple of minutes of the game. I'd rather have good MLS defenders, not those statues that we have in our back line. I think if we genuinely, I don't think we need to improve our offense. I think that like we have Matias Rojas, Gomez is gone, but we have Matias Rojas. We're gonna have obviously Messi. I don't know if we're gonna get rid of Taylor. We probably are. We're gonna have Campana. We're still gonna have like Benja. We need a good like attacking midfielder probably. Unless Benja wants to step up next season. Um, we need an entirely new defense probably because I mean Freire and stuff. They're gonna be back by next season, but who knows if they're gonna be good or not. Toto Aviles is not gonna do shit unless he shuts me up, and next season he just becomes like an absolute fucking unit. Um, and we need a right back. We need two right backs. We don't need one right back. We need two right backs because we need a starter and we need competition and we need a backup. So either we need to bring in somebody like who's a good right back that we could bring? Like Julian Gressel could. Okay, this is my thing. Hold on, let me go to the screen. Let me see what you guys are saying, and then I'm gonna talk about Gressel and then the right back position. Um, we just need good players. The ones that we have are awful. We need another veteran center back. We need a CDM. Neymar Jr. coming soon. Rumors. Aviles will be fine. Neymar's coming. I prefer Griezmann. Neymar will get hurt on his debut and out for the season. That's so true. It's so true. Clara, it's so true. And that's the one negative, the one downside that I have to Neymar joining Inter Miami is the fact that he's literally going to touch the field one time and then just be out for the rest of the year. But these are the three problems. These have been the three biggest disappointments this year. Chelo, Redondo, and Aviles. And the reason why I bring this up is oh, because Chelo is supposedly our only, in quotes, our only right back slash right wing back option. We deadass have Julian freaking Gressel, probably the most experienced player on our team outside of Messi and Suarez and them. He is the most experienced player that we have in MLS with everything that he's won in Atlanta, and I think he's played in Columbus. And we did not even like Tata Martino didn't even consider. He didn't even consider playing him, which shocks the hell out of me because I genuinely believe that Gressel could have made some sort of an impact in that game. But not just in that one game, literally in our entire season. Julian Gressel has been a really good player for us this entire season. By the way, Griezmann is not coming. Yeah, Easy Rebellion. He's going to what Easy Rebellion said. He's definitely going to LAFC. Same thing with Pogba if he ever ends up coming. Pogba's not coming to Miami. Um Julian Gressel has been so good for us all season. And then when it's a win or go home game, and I'm saying he's been good in the right back position. I think in the right center mid, he's been pretty good because he's literally a box to box, or sometimes he'll play like Carolero. Um, I thought he fulfilled that duty well enough. And then when we really need something, when we really need a good performance, and we really need a leader, which Julian Gressel is, he's a freaking leader. Somebody with experience playing against Atlanta, a team that he played for and won a championship with Tata Martino. You would expect Tata to play Gressel in Chelo's spot. Because screw Chelo, we need Gressel. Benka probably could have hit the bench, honestly, and have Gressel play there. But no, literally Gressel rode the bench the entire 90 minutes, which I think is the biggest and the most disrespectful thing that Tata Martino could ever do is leave Julian Gressel on the bench the entire time. So if we only get one right back next year, we need to be playing Julian Gressel in that right wing back spot. Yeah. No, unless he magically steps up and becomes our best CM, then he has a lot. He has a lot of time. He has room for improvement, I should say. I'm not going to completely bash him. I just don't think I don't have anything against Benka. I have zero, literally nothing against Benka, but I just don't think it was the right move to start him. Don't think so. I just don't think it was the right move. It had to have been Gressel. It had to have been Gressel. And Boosie. It should have been Boosie. Boosie should have started the game. Boosie definitely don't even get me started on that shit. The fact that Boosie came at the time that he did is also disrespectful as hell. To be honest, Miami lost the game for his defense. Yeah, no, we all know why. Carla, trust me, we know, dude. We know it's bad. I find it so annoying that Tata preferred Chelo over any other player. I mean, I don't know. Like Chata, Tata really dick rides players. Like he really dick rides certain players over others. Like he didn't give Sailor a chance ever. Um he didn't give Noah Allen a chance at like almost ever. Like he would give him some like last year Noah Allen was like a regular player. Like he had regular game time. This year he barely played. And then the games that he did play, he did really well. Um who else is the he I thought he was a Gressel Dick Rider, but apparently not enough to play him in the most important game of the season at that point. Um Obviously Messi and things like that, but yeah, I don't know. The Bengals starting game 3 was a weird one. Yeah. Yeah, why Gressel didn't play, honestly, I know. I'm glad that I'm not the only one that thinks that Gressel should have started or should have played at least because like I said, nothing against Bangkok, but Gressel was the right move, and I don't understand why. Like, I just don't understand Tata Martino's thought process sometimes. Like, maybe he's trying to be unpredictable, but like, I don't know. At the same time, it's like, dude, just do what is going to work or what will most likely work. Um, yeah, yeah, I know. He always I understand it's known, right? But Busquets was sick, so I understand why he didn't start, but it probably wasn't fit. I mean, yeah, but he ended up playing the last 10 minutes. But dude, like in a dude, in a win or go home game, you need to fucking play. Like you need to be ready. And then if you're not feeling well, come off. Like subbing Boosie on in the last 10 minutes of the game, like what was that gonna do? What impact would that sub like have been? Like what impact was that going to bring to the team in the last 10 minutes of the game, 15 minutes of the game, whatever it was? Nothing. It literally wasn't going to bring anything. We needed Boosie for the first 70 minutes of the game. Yeah. Sunderland, I don't think Sunderland's ready. He played what, 2 games for us? Didn't do much. I don't think Sunderland's ready. Have nothing against Sunderland. I think he's a promising kid. Um, but we could definitely. I just don't think he's ready. I think he needs more time. I need to see him play more in the for the second team though. I don't think he's been getting any game time with the second team, which I think he needs. If we see the same issues as the beginning of the season, Tata should go. We can't wait until playoffs or even Club World Cup. I feel like he'll be judged on how we perform in the Club World Cup or in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Um, Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about who are we bringing in. Let's talk about who we're going to be bringing in as a manager. Because me personally, I have zero clue who we're going to bring in. The only possible person that I could see managing this team is Xavi. That's literally the only person that I can see managing this team. Because who else is it going to be? Who's going to manage Messi, Suarez, Busi, and Jordi Alba? Who's going to be managing the best team assembled in MLS history on paper and win? It has to be Xavi. Like Xavi's the only person that comes to mind. But I don't know if that's possible, and I don't know if Xavi's willing to do it. So at that point, do you just keep Data? Because there's literally nobody else? No. EJ saying Xavi in, dude. EJ saying Xavi in. Uh Rebellion saying, I feel like one of the few realistic options is Xavi. What are some of the other realistic options? Because I genuinely don't have any other option. Like, off the top of my head, I don't think there's another option. Because you're going to need somebody. You're gonna need somebody that can coach this team and lead this team, and that can be respected by players like Messi, Suarez, Bushi, and Alba. Like it's going to be almost impossible because like if you don't bring a coach that has experience, obviously has a lot of experience, that can get the respect from Messi, then it's not going to work because Messi and all them and Jordi and whatever, they're just going to walk all over him. And they're just going to own the club, which honestly, they probably do now at this point. But it's going to look a lot worse if they just bring in some Joe Schmo to be the coach. And we don't need that. We need like a quality coach to manage this team and to help this team. Because then if we get a highly profiled coach, we can get a highly profiled staff. We can get better development, better trainings for our team, for our players, for the younger guys. So it'll be just a win-win for everybody. Get somebody that knows the MLS. Don't care if Messi doesn't like him. Um, I care if Messi likes him or not because if Messi doesn't like him, then there's just gonna be beef. And there's just gonna be like tension, and it's just gonna be a bad locker room environment. There's going to need everybody's gonna have to respect. Maybe he doesn't gotta like him. He has to respect him at least. At the minimum he has to respect him. But we need a respectable coach. Ernesto Valverde from Athletic Bilbao. There's no way Ernesto Valverde is gonna be coming. I mean, like it's an option. I'm not saying it's not. It's a bad option. That's like it is an option. That'd be kind of crazy. That'd be pretty cool though to see. We have Zidane unemployed, right? Xabi likes the high line, and our players are not compatible to play that. Yes, but we can adapt to that playing style, and we can bring in players that can play that style. If we get rid of players like Kritsov and things like that, like it's gonna work. Valverde already coached Messi. Well, no, I know at Barca, but I mean like that move happening would be like pretty cool. I'm saying, isn't Chris Henderson leaving? How are they gonna find new players? That's so true. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's confirmed. I think it is. I think he was gonna go to like Atlanta or something to be like the sporting director or something, which is pretty crazy because Chris Henderson is the reason why we have the players that we have. Like with Bright and things like that. Like I think Martinez and literally everybody. Um, it's kind of crazy. Excuse me. It's pretty late. Oof. Those coaches like Xavi Zidane are used to having unlimited resources. You need to manage a limited team in 4 tournaments plus injuries and traveling times. Yeah, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's tough. Like it's tough on deciding who would you bring in. I don't have an idea of who we can bring in that can make that much of a difference with our team, with the superstars that we have, with the younger players. I think like uh, it's just I just don't know. Like I just don't see another manager like a realistic move that can happen. Um, you know, that could help us. So, as much as people want Tata Martino out, we also have to think of okay, well, if I want, you have to ask yourself, if I want Tata Martino, like you have to say to yourself, okay, I want Tata Martino out. This is who I'm gonna bring in, or this is who I would want to bring in to manage this club. You're just seeing a Lampard, which is kind of crazy. Lampard. There's no way Lampard is gonna do any good with us. There's no way. He probably could. Bring in fucking like Bielsa or some shit. Imagine we get like Bielsa or something. Scolari. That is a choker. Bring on Gallardo, dude. Yo, that's crazy. That would be crazy. Bringing like a quality like Argentinian manager like that, I think would probably like change the club forever. I don't know. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, look. So at the end of the day, okay, do we think that this season was an ultimate failure? Do we think that this season is a success or a failure? In my personal opinion, with everything that we just talked about, and we'll wrap it up with this topic. In my personal opinion, with everything that we talked about, with our records, with what we won, from what we should have won, with our expectations, with the players and how they performed this season, I think that it's not a success. I don't think this season is a success, but I don't think it's a complete failure. I don't think it's a complete failure because of the because I think we've progressed as a club in terms of being competitive. However, with the team that we had with Messi, Suarez, Jordi, and Busi, that comes with high expectations. And with those high expectations, we have not met any of them. We haven't met a single expectation this season. And so that's why I'm leaning more towards failure than success. Um it's definitely you can argue it 100% a gray area, but for me personally, I think and on top of that, the fact that we got knocked out of the first round of the MLS playoffs by an 8th seed team that won off of a wild card game, we didn't win. We didn't win any other trophy. The only thing that we've accomplished is the points record in and a supporter shield, which is great. The supporter shield is massive for us as a club. It's really really good. But we didn't win anything else, and that's why I think that it's more of a failure than it is a success. I'm not saying we should have won every competition. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we should have won every competition. But I thought that if we could have at least won the Eastern Conference final and be the official like Eastern Conference champions at the minimum, it would have been more of a success than a failure. Um Brett says we need to restructure our squad. Uh and quickly and aggressively because other teams are going to get better. No, 100%. They're going to get it better, especially next year. I feel like next year it's going to really, really be competitive. We need depends on how you value the MLS Cup and Supporter Shield. The Supporter Shield is an important trophy. The MLS Cup is worth more, but the Supporter Shield is an important trophy for us, 100%, and I'll take that. But I think we just didn't meet expectations this season, so it's 100% a fail. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this live stream. Thank you for tuning into another episode of this podcast here on the SoFlo Soccer channel. I'll probably be doing one more. I don't know if I'll do more than one, but I'll for sure be doing one more at least episode about Inter Miami in terms of this season. I'll talk about probably around either. I don't know if I'll do it before or after Thanksgiving. I'll probably do it after Thanksgiving. But after Thanksgiving, we're gonna talk about players that should be leaving, players that should be staying, who should renew, who should not, things like that, and we'll kind of build a new Inter Miami for this upcoming 2025 season. I'm also renewing my season ticket membership for next year. So I will be going to every single home game. I'm gonna try to vlog a lot of the stuff for you guys and like make videos about it and kind of like just maybe edit it together before I go live. I'll still be doing the live streams just to let you guys know for next year, but I will be doing vlogs 1000% and show you guys my live reaction with my dad um, right there in the seats that we've always had for the last 4 years. So but yes, but then in between that, after this transfer episode that we'll do after Thanksgiving, I'll still be doing live streaming in the off season. I'll probably do like I'll just do like news around the world. I'll probably talk about Champions League, Premier League, things like that, or just kind of chill with you guys. I'll probably be playing some games on another channel if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, no, I just want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being part of the channel, part of the stream, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. It's pretty late for me. It's 11 p.m. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next live. Take care and have a good night.